It's incredibly hard nowadays to stay motivated, guys, for more than 5 seconds. And the reason this is, and the reason that human beings today aren't able to concentrate or put time towards something is because every little second that we occupy on our phones, on our computers, or pretty much anything that we do is occupied by some other entity stealing our time, right? It's stealing our time from us. So anytime you open up your phone, you get on the internet, you might have something that you want to do, and then suddenly an hour passes and you've done absolutely nothing. You've just basically doom scrolled, or you've got fixated on something that is not going to reach you closer to whatever goal you were trying to get. So we need to spend less time wasted and more time in the moment, in the now. We want to be a master of right now. We don't want to be a master of somebody else's life. We don't want to be a master of something that AI is telling us to do. We don't want to be a master of any of these things other than our own life. All right, we have to look at life through a lens of reality. Okay, we have to look around us and we have to really ask ourselves, is anything that we see here today really all that different from what was going on last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? And I would bet you if you really think about that statement, you'd find that things are actually pretty much kind of the same in general retrospect, right? We go out in the real world, it's still kind of the same stuff going on. The difference between now and how it was now we've gone from the computer occupying all of our time for entertainment, for scrolling, for doing all these things, to now our phones being the main thing that's occupying most of our time. So this is how I'm going to be seeing things from here on out. I'm seeing devices as tools, not distractions. I'm looking at a device, I'm looking at my phone as a tool of how can I utilize this tool to get ahead. And the moment that I start looking at something that is getting my attention, that is not using that device as a tool, I'm cutting it off. I'm cutting off all social media things. I'm cutting off all scrolling. When I go into a restaurant, I'm leaving my phone in the car. I'm bringing I'll bring my debit card. I don't need to tap to pay. I don't need to do any of that stuff. I'll bring my old-fashioned debit card to wherever it is that I'm going. I'm not going to be bringing my phone into a restaurant so I can sit there and look at stuff that's just pointless shit. I need to be looking at and focusing on what I'm doing out here in the real world. Because I think there's a big disconnect today from the actual real world that we live in, and this world that is created for us by some kind of company or some type of platform that is absolutely, it's not real, okay? This world that we're living in is not real. The real world that I'm living in is this camera equipment that I got hooked up, this motivational speaking that I'm trying to do. That is the real world, okay? The fake world you see is all this glitz and glamour all over social media, all these people doing all these things. In reality, if you were to see those actions in real time, they'd sit there and they'd be like this. They'd be holding their phone and doing this thing that is edited in a way that looks really so cool, right? But it's not the real world. So I'm coming back into the real world. You can call it the Matrix. Say I'm walking back into the Matrix, whatever you want to call it. I am staying out of that artificial world that is created on those devices, those phones, those social media platforms, all these things. And I'm utilizing my phone, my camera, my computer as tools to interact and get data and get ahead in the real world. So I'm basically just wanting to come public here and say, I'm cutting these things off. These are things that are going to get cut off. If I'm not using a computer or a phone or a device as some sort of tool that I'm using towards my real estate, that I'm using towards my YouTube channel. I might turn on the phone when I'm listening to some type of motivational speaking or some type of workout regimen video that I'm using in the gym. But if I'm not using it as a tool, that phone, that computer is controlling my mind and telling my mind what it needs to do next. I can tell my mind what it's going to do on its own. I don't need a phone. I don't need a computer. I don't need some individual with a bunch of fancy AI tools telling me what I'm going to do with Chadwick Bailey. Chadwick Bailey tells himself what he's going to do. So I just wanted to come public here, guys. If you guys are spending countless hours on these devices, on these tools, you're likely using your phone as a distraction and not as a tool to get ahead. Really think about how much time you're spending on these devices and what it's actually doing to your time. Is it giving you a benefit, or is it just taking time away from the things that you should be doing? And we'll wrap it up there. We'll catch you very soon.